Welcome back to A Moment in History. I'm Seth Udinsky. In tonight's episode, let's take a look at one of the funniest moments in the history of the 20th century. In the 1930s, aviation was growing in popularity, and thrill-seeking pilots were looking to make transcontinental flights for the first time in world history. In 1938, a man who was a mechanic for the legendary pilot Charles Lindberg would make a legendary flight of his own. But what made this pilot's journey even more outrageous, he flew the wrong way. Let's explore the flight of Douglas Corrigan, better known as Wrong Way Corrigan. Now, Corrigan worked as a mechanic on the Spirit of St. Louis, the legendary aircraft used by Charles Lindberg to accomplish the first ever solo transatlantic flight in human history in 1927. Now, Corrigan, seeking the same level of fame, purchased a used aircraft from a trash heap and restored it to a point where it could fly again. In 1938, he completed a transcontinental flight from California to New York, no small feat to journalists and many others who wisely thought that Corrigan's shaky airplane was well past its prime. But the transcontinental flight was not enough. Corrigan made plans to leave New York on a transatlantic flight, but was declined by aviation experts who did not believe the plane could survive a trip over the Atlantic. Soon after, Corrigan took off from New York. Many people assumed he would return to California, but somewhere in the air, he made a complete change of direction and flew east instead of west. He spent 28 hours in a rickety airplane over the Atlantic Ocean before touching down safely, miraculously, in Dublin, Ireland, having accomplished his goal of a transatlantic flight. Now, no one knows exactly what happened in the air. Corrigan claimed that it was an accident all his life, that he got lost in the clouds and lost his direction due to a faulty compass. Many believed then and now that he purposefully turned the plane around in the sky to accomplish his goal, despite the rules of the aviation authorities. For that, he lost his piloting license, but etched his name into the annals of history, forever being remembered as Wrong Way Corrigan. Thanks so much for joining me once again for A Moment in History.